Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Oh, where's my button? Oh, there he is. Happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday.
The whole day, man. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go check out my boy Bandit over there. Let's go, baby. Happy Monday. I love it, Bandit. I love it. Rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. We certainly appreciate you on a one business day delay.
Yeah, Billy from Church Point says, let's go, guys. It's Monday. Y'all better bring it.
Let's do it, baby. I got him. I got him.
What other Monday you going to have that we don't bring it?
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, little recap over the weekend. So, man, so many things happening in sports, but also could possibly be tied into politics. Who knows? Let's see where this conversation goes. Who knows? Thank you, Joe Biden's lost memory. I was wondering if you were going to get here. That's good. Go check out that combo on rumble.com.
So, look, I've decided what my new career is going to be.
All right.
Kicking in the NFL.
No, absolutely.
It doesn't look, well, my hips might present an issue.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this little fella kicked a 68-yard field goal.
Yep.
That's 68 yards plus the end zone.
That's crazy.
No, that's including 58. The end zone. 58 plus the end zone.
He was in the other 42. Kicking from the other 42.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good conditions.
Nuts.
Right there.
He hit a 70-yard field goal in preseason. Doesn't count, but 70 yards. That's crazy.
That's a leg right there. What is he?
No,
eating?
Absolutely. And, of course, the great Tom Dempsey from the New Orleans Saints held the record for quite some time. I think 1970 to maybe 2014. I don't know. I might be off on that later date. But regardless.
Yeah. They've been breaking it every year since then.
It's been constant since then. And the record that didn't seem touchable.
Were they playing indoors or it was the Jags? What were they playing?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Who they were playing, but if that was outdoors, that's even more spectacular.
Crazy, and I think without that field goal, the Jags don't even get into overtime. So really, really unique there. And then Louisiana, great victory for the Raging Cajuns. Appreciate that for our community here locally, here where the mothership is. I don't think anybody's saying that. The mothership part.
Oh, well, I don't know. They don't seem to garner the same attention that the other college does.
Well, let's stay on I-10. Let's stay on I-10. So if you go a little further to the east, hey, there's a job opening. There is. Quentin, correct. Maybe do a little quick search. Is Louisiana Tech's job open? Is that head coach jobs opening as well? I don't know. Let's do a little search. But the one down the street is in Baton Rouge. And there's a name that keeps getting thrown out over and over. And boy, does it not seem like that might be a possibility. I don't know. And that's Nick Saban.
Look, I said that last week when we were bantering about and everybody was like, y'all crap.
What'd I say? I said no?
I don't remember, but probably.
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember anybody really agreeing with me. Well, they agreed that he'd be a great pick, but that he's not going to, come back, and nor should he, because we.
Nor should he.
You continue with your thoughts, and I'll share mine.
Man, nor should he. Woo.
I'm not saying nor should he because he's not a good coach.
No, we'll talk about it. I was wrong on Louisiana. I wasn't wrong. I asked, so the answer is no. So it's not open. So this is I was going to make a point if it was. I think you know where I was going with that.
Well, yeah.
Nick Saban, Coach Saban. All right, let's first, and I'm with you. At first, I was like, well, hold on now. I think he's pretty happy. But he has expressed getting back on the field. Now, that's he didn't say it was out the window. All right, I believe to get to where we're at right now, to making proper analysis, we got to see where we came from, okay? So let's go back to 2004, right after the whatever bowl LSU was playing. I believe it was Iowa, where Joni Ernst is from.
Oh, here we go.
And she could drop a bill. $2.1 trillion, just telling you, Joni Ernst, right now. You want to be a hero? Here you go. But anyway, that's another topic. So I believe it was a 2004 season. Then, yeah, I know it was. Then Nick Saban goes to Miami. Now, he He wasn't fired. He didn't leave to go to another SEC team. He loved
the grass
LSU.
was greener. He thought the grass was greener.
Oh, that's why you're mad.
No.
Oh, okay. We're gonna.
I mean,
we're
I'm
gonna
still
peel,
a little
We're gonna
bitter,
peel
but-
back. It's okay. We're gonna peel it back.
It's a moneymaker.
We're gonna see. Okay. So, but he didn't. He never had a bad taste in his mouth for LSU, and LSU didn't have a bad taste in their mouth when he left to go to the pros. That was just kind of an understanding. He'd kind of been itching to go back to, or wanted to go to the pros, wanted to see if he could do it. Mutual understanding. Everybody hugs each other. We bring in the Mad Hatter. I say we for every Louisiana school. People are going to get mad at me. But, that's a little different. Now, he comes back. He comes back to college football. Now, this is when emotions get in. Rightfully so, by the way. He doesn't just come back to college football. He comes back to the SEC. And he doesn't come back just to the SEC. He goes back to the SEC West. And he picks Alabama. So it causes a few issues, So that's where we're at. Now, you're just against this. You don't think Nick Saban should come to LSU.
It's not that. One of the greatest coaches there ever was in college
One
football,
of. That
if
dude's
not
the best coach
You got
ever.
Joe Pa, you got Nick Saban.
Joe Pa. Hey, man, Joe Pa.
Winningest coach at one point.
Him and oh my gosh, Bowden.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But my point is, Saban would be a great pick. But we just got out. We didn't get out. We're about to buy ourselves out of $100 million conundrum.
Oh, wait. You're coming at this wrong.
Oh, well, let me finish.
Okay.
We offered a $100 million 10-year contract to this man that thought he was the savior of all. Notre Dame. Woo-hoo, Brian Kelly. So what are we going to do? We're going to talk about Nick Saban, who is going to come with a price tag that is going to be far beyond $10 million. Far beyond $10 million a year. So what do? The man's 70-something years old. You're going to throw more money at a price. And what if he doesn't win? What if he doesn't? Because he's not playing with the team he recruited. Yeah. He's playing with the team someone else brought in. What if he doesn't win the first couple years? What do? You go freak out? You go fire? Is the governor going to get involved?
Yeah, well, that's the only. All right, so I think what we're missing here is there is no negotiations. This is Nick Saban. You got to first figure out if he would even come to you, okay? Mm-hmm. And he was over the weekend. He did opine on Governor Landry's interaction.
What did he say?
Oh, he pretty much said he wouldn't put up with that. But I mean,
there you go. There's your answer.
So
nobody wants this mess now.
But it's trust me, it's still a great school to go to. But I think Brian Kelly's ecosystem he wasn't able to manage the NIL. He wasn't able to get that grasp with what Coach Saban says is external factors. You can go see a lot of speaking. He's talked about external factors in college football and specifically in this. And not to go too far on a tangent though, I don't know, man. It's
I'd be afraid to take that job coming to this state with this governor being as involved.
But you said recruiting. Every year now is a new class. You don't have your own guys. You figure out your chemistry in camp now. It's a weird deal. That'll change at some point, but right now it's the Wild Wild West. All right, guys, stick around. We'll talk about something other than sports when we get back. How about that? Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live on the KPEL from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble and over on my X social media page at Josh Guillory USA. Shout out to our KLFY Plus listening audience, viewing audience. All right, so Nigeria, heard of that place?
Well,
It's on the map.
it's in Africa, and I ain't never been because it just don't seem like a safe place to visit.
What? Well, let's talk about that. I think the president would agree. So, President, he was active over the weekend, as he usually is.
Is he sleep, you think?
Hey, man, maybe sleep one more extra hour. I don't know. Maybe that
Gets a good IV.
Yeah. All right, so let's see here. Read a little article on the Hill, or from the Hill. It says President Trump yesterday, and this was reported, that the United States, that we could, it's possible, that we use military force in Nigeria if that government continues to allow mass killings of Christians. Okay, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of evil stuff going on over there right now. Blatant genocide, basically. I mean, it's miniature, but still, one is too many.
What's wrong with the world? Like, why? Why do we have to kill people based on their religious views? Like, why is that a thing?
Why is this not on the news?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Oh, it is now. The president said something.
Well, yeah, but if it had been Christians murdering some other group, no.
It's persecution.
Yeah, exactly. So President Trump was on Air Force One. He'd made no qualms about it. They're good. Could be. And he even said, from boots on ground to an airstrike. So let's see.
The Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the U.S. of A. will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced, disgusting country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities.
All right. And he ordered the Department of War to prepare for possible action. So, yeah. He meant that was very good, by the way.
Yeah, well,
that was good.
Like when the president,
you
get nice little clips of it.
Just, it's crazy. It's just like right there at your fingertips, So, and did you like Hegseth's reply on X? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Affirmative.
Affirmative, right.
Wilco.
Yeah. The Nigerian president, pushed back. President Tinubu.
Ebola Tinubu. It sounds like a disease.
We should have.
They got to outbreak Ebola Tinubu.
Oh, my God. Wellness Wednesday's coming up in 2 days.
I need some salve for that. Some Vic salve.
Salve won't fix that.
Put some Vic salve on it.
So, it said his government protects religious freedoms. What are you talking about? And that labeling Nigeria religiously intolerant is unfair. Well, you're allowing mass killings of Christians. Hello? Not the beacon of freedom of expression, thought, or religion.
I mean, that's just the flavor of the month. Let's just kill some Christians now.
Yeah.
Just kill them.
But let's, all right, putting all jokes aside, we can kind of peel a few layers. I said I would go peel some layers back on you with Nick Saban, but we didn't.
And not that this is a joking matter as far as
it's not. But let's peel back a little bit of why, maybe why the president's saying what he's saying. He's coming in his own way, but the policy is coming away, from a moral standpoint, moral terms. I mean, we know that. We got to stop this, and we should not stand for the mass genocide of anybody. And I'm calling it that. For a reason. But think about where he's coming from on a different standpoint. He's saying that American taxpayers' dollars should not flow to governments that tolerate the slaughter of innocent people based on their faith. Now, who can argue against that? He's saying that unchecked violence in one country does become a regional problem that draws in more extremists and more suffering. Where is the UN? Where is the United Nations? that posture that we're seeing matters. You know, we've watched how many villages, how many churches torched, burned, while the response from Western capitals across all of us just kind of mute. It's what happens. Okay,
but let it be some Palestinians.
Thank you. That's exactly where I was going.
Do you know there's a genocide in Ukraine too? How come we don't ever talk about that?
Yes.
You know they're stealing children out of Ukrainian villages to take into Russia to become Russians?
That's right. Man, it's crazy.
Where's the outrage?
UN peacekeepers. And they're
only when it's convenient.
Yeah, boy, you ain't kidding. Politically convenient, power convenient. People suffer though, and we've seen it, and the headlines just kind of fade. And we were talking earlier, who's talking about it? Well, only because the president said it. That's the only reason why. And I'm looking, we got 4. There we go. Okay, only the BBC has it. The non-American channel has it. Trump threatens U.S. military action in Nigeria.
I mean, there's a big election in New York this week, Josh. That's more important.
That's true.
Than Christians being murdered. Yeah. I mean, we got to worry about the Zorhan Mumalumu, like you say.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I always say Mondani.
You still said it wrong. Mom Donnie.
Dang it, I had it.
Mom Donnie.
Well, what'd I say?
Mom and Donnie.
Okay.
You got a buddy named Donnie.
Mom
you got
Donnie.
Mom Donnie.
Mom Donnie. Donnie's mom, Mom Donnie.
Mom Donnie. Mom and Donnie.
Mom Donnie.
There we go.
I got it. I mean, I don't want to say his name wrong.
Oh, out of respect.
Of course. Hey.
Nothing.
As a human, I respect him. Everybody has human dignity.
I don't think he respects all humans. I'm just leaving that there.
That's his problem.
Yeah.
But back to some problems here is the coverage. Not blaming anybody. I'm just saying a reality. I'm just saying a truth. Not blaming the media. I'm not blaming the news. Not blaming anybody. But the president has given a public, an unmistakable ultimatum. And that's a little different. A lot different than what we've seen in the past. Very simple. Stop the killings or lose aid. Stop the killings or lose aid and face force if the violence continues. Look at the drug boats. Guy ain't playing. I mean, that is the yardstick he is using. May not agree. May not be a tactic you agree with. I get it. But that is what his measurable is. And it's blunt.
We've got 15 of them boats now.
Yeah.
Tally's up to 15.
Yeah, and look, I get it. There's some senator out there trying to cause some stink about that. Okay, what's your alternative? Let them land on our shore?
Let one of your kids die from a fentanyl overdose by touching a door handle or something.
Something stupid like that. Exactly. But his policy's blunt. Yes. His policy is forceful. Yes. It is a measure stick that would not be comfortable for a lot of leaders. I get all that.
It's too big.
But it is designed to make both a moral point and a practical deterrent before bad things come to our shore. And I don't take that lightly. Any interaction with any military intervention needs to come with much thought. Okay? And I think the guys in charge, I think they're doing it. Don't get mad at them if they can walk and chew gum and act while they think. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. I see you, Kill Switch. I see you over there at Rumble. Go to rumble.com. Check out the Josh Guillory Show. Welcome back to the show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios. Happy to be with you. Shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. Let's go to the phone line, shall we?
We shall.
We were going to throw it off. We're going to come back. Who knows? Renee, what you got, buddy?
I like what Donald Trump's doing, but it's still the liberal communists' fault with their hippie cult. People even do drugs, because we could do something about fentanyl. And just using a parody here, the Martians can come over here if they have them and sell something else different than fentanyl, and it still get to the market because we have a culture of people that want to use this crap. You know, the hippie culture, you know, the Hugh Hefner, if it feels good, do it. And then if it feels good, do it again. That's what the creepy old man said, and that's our hippie culture. You know, we got to, I mean, it's great what he's doing. He's stopping the supply, but we need to, like, cut the culture to demand.
All right. Well, okay.
Not
Interesting.
a big Hugh Hefner fan, I guess.
Interesting. Hey, shout out Trucker Terror and everybody on Rumble. Appreciate you. Let's go. And thanks, Renee. You know, hey, interesting take. Demand. Okay, I got you. I think I get what he's saying with the culture stuff, though.
Stop
All right.
doing drugs is what he's saying.
Yeah.
If y'all don't do drugs, they won't be selling them.
Well, when the federal government declares war on something, you gotta always, if it's not a real war, then your antennas gotta go up.
Plus the prison industrial complex. We can't forget about that.
Oh, I want to hear your thoughts on that. Warren, what you got, buddy? Prison industrial complex.
Well, you know, years ago, when they started bringing all these sleeper cell Palestinians and Muslims, and you'd see them and ask them where they're from, they wouldn't even tell you, oh, we from the old country, because they troublemakers, okay? These mostly peaceful, murdering, raping, beheaded Muslims. You see what they're doing all over the world. They're killing, and the reason they're killing the Christians is because they're of equal number. So if they kill off the Christians, well, then they'll be in control. And this is their agenda. They want to take over, and Trump ought to make an example out of them. He ought to send our best and brightest with the best military equipment on earth and just smash these people and make them an example for the rest of them ragheads to see. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, Warren. Warren, I was about to ask you some questions.
No.
You can't say that?
Well, it's just that's a bit offensive. Well, that's a general category.
I didn't know.
Well,
Warren, you're in trouble now.
Well, not in trouble.
You're in trouble now.
We try not to use derogatory
but
terms.
the first part, what was he saying? He wasn't saying all Muslims. I didn't catch the first part. That's okay. All right. Well, if we wouldn't have said that, I could have asked him. Oh well, it's all good. All good. Anywho, so back to all of this. I mean, again, you could say, with this whole manner in which you're going about it, I get it. But, praise of toughness, I'm starting to see that from the cast of characters we don't need to see. So, anywho. All right. What's your thoughts on all that, though? You said something that sparked my memory.
Well, the prison industrial complex?
Yeah, not my memory, my interest. Yes.
Well, look, I think we probably could have put a dent in the drug problem a long time ago. But, again...
Well, first explain to the folks, military-industrial complex.
No, the prison industrial complex.
Prison-industrial complex.
Well,
Go for it.
There's money to be made in prisons, obviously. Look at all of our big prisons here in Louisiana. They're all privately owned. I think Johnson Controls owns some. There's some other ones like Elaine Hunt. They're all privately contracted out, which is great. But if marijuana is the key thing, a lot of folks push back on marijuana, and they say that marijuana has maintained its status as an illegal drug because there's profit in it. Like the guys who run the prisons, the police departments, the sheriff's, they all get money from the federal government to combat this. So what happens if there's no more drugs out there to combat? Well, you don't have any more money to pay for all these police officers to pay, because that's what really is paying for all this stuff. You ain't got no drugs, you ain't got no more need for all that stuff and all those people.
So I watched That's an interesting take on that. You know, I always believe that the private sector, for the most part, can do anything that the government can do better, for the most part. But there are a few things that only government should do. And I'm not saying there shouldn't be these private jails and all that stuff. I caution what's the motivation? What motivation does that cause? Does that create? And I'm really dusting off my cobwebs here, but I think it's on Netflix, and there's a documentary, 13th, I believe, and it talks about the 13th Amendment, and you're able to still slavery, is still allowed for incarceration, things like that. But I believe I'm quoting this stat correctly. America has 5% of the population of the world, but we have 25% of the prison population of the world, and that's according to that documentary. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I'm just telling you where my source is. And if that number is correct, then I think we should all be alarmed by that. If we're the land of the free, Louisiana is second. So, all right. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I think if that is the case, what are we doing? How is it that our country has a 25% incarceration rate when you go to Canada? And a lot of people are going to say, well, they just they don't tolerate that, or they don't allow guns, or no, our system is broken. It's messed up, and we allow these, and I hate to say it, but the Democrat Party's kind of a bigger culprit in this, in that they enable this cycle to continue. This cycle
it keeps their
their voting base.
What do drug dealers need? They need drug addicts.
Yeah.
What do Democrats need? They need voters.
They need drug addicts.
Yeah, well, it's
it's true.
No, they do. It is the slave master mentality. That is the Democrat Party. I saw a T-shirt the other day. It said something about dang, and it had dang, the Democrats hadn't been this mad since we came in and freed their slaves. Talking about the government shutdown. Dang, man, Democrats haven't been this mad since we came in and freed their slaves.
And welcome to the chat. That's Real Chat.
Hey, that's Real Chat. Yep, I'm loving it. All right, let's go to another little story. Man, I probably could talk about this a long time. We'll see how far it goes. Supreme Court, they're going to hear arguments this week, my understanding, on President Trump's authority to impose tariffs under a law typically used for national emergencies and not trade policy. And that's the law his legal team has been citing all this time. So, very interesting. The case was filed by Learning Resources Incorporated. Have you ever been there?
What? I don't even know what that is. I thought that would be related to maybe like educational supplies, maybe some notebooks or something.
Hey, maybe
textbooks.
Well, it's an Illinois-based educational toy company that sued President Trump back in April.
Oh, I see. They're trying to get the cheap China stuff. Word.
So they argue he misused the IEPA. That's the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, and that's the IEEPA. And that President Trump has been using that for his tariffs. He's been imposing sweeping tariffs on nearly all imported goods, as we've seen, but he's done it with flexibility. Trump's order set a 10% tariff on most imports and higher tariffs on certain products and countries, as we've covered since April of this year, saying that he was responding to what he called dangerous trade imbalances harming American workers and industries. It was. So the company claims Congress alone has the constitutional authority to set tariffs, not the president, and says these new duties have slashed profits for this particular plaintiff, the toy company, forced layoffs, and driven up prices. Now, they're showing damages. They're in their lawsuit. They're showing that they've been aggrieved. If you're not aggrieved, you don't have a lawsuit. The IEPA, a 1970s law. What?
We got to take a break.
No, I was on a roll.
I'm sorry.
I was about to get to it too, boy.
Well, we got time after.
All right, guys, stick around. We'll talk about this and maybe some more. Who knows? We'll be right back. welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also live on Rumble. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. Got that chat going? I want to see you over there. Look at the Josh Guillory Show. Shout out to our KLFY Plus listening and viewing audience. All right. So we were talking in the break.
Yeah, we were.
All right. So we're talking about tariffs. We're talking about the IEEPA. That's a 1970s law. It was originally designed to let presidents sanction foreign terrorist or hostile nations during emergencies. It never mentioned tariffs. Okay. Never mentioned tariffs. But right now, legal experts are saying the justices are going to wrestle with whether trade deficits can count as a national emergency. All right. So that's kind of where we're at on that from the Supreme Court standpoint. But you had some thoughts in the break.
Well, one general question. What constitutes an emergency? I think is going to be a question that is probably going to be posed in this argument, maybe.
Oh, it has to be. That's the direct question.
Yeah.
Are the trade deficits a national emergency?
Yeah. And then they are going to have to further, like, if so, how? They have to prove that it is. And that was my question, is how are we, okay, when these tariffs went in beginning of the summer or whatever, what was the emergency? Once the tariffs were in place, did that emergency condition change at all? And if so, how? And we kind of went back and forth, but my question is, an emergency to me is we have shortages of certain things. Like during COVID, we had shortages of PPE. We had shortages of whatever.
Everything.
In this case, do we have shortages of some things that we need? Food, medicine, drugs, all these things. Or is it just a general, are we a deficit in trade just in general goods? And to me, that's not an emergency because we can produce all those same goods here locally, here in America. So it's not an emergency. We are not without, is my point.
All right, so let's go back to COVID. So many thoughts on that. Let's go back to COVID, where we had 8,000 to 9,000 mile supply chains that we just couldn't rely on. That was an emergency. That was an absolute emergency. And the structures of government and the way that we were doing things got us to that point of vulnerability. If you take that point from March 2020 to today, or to when he did the tariffs, did any of our policies change? No, we've got worse. Couple that with so that means that emergency, that vulnerability has still been there. It has never been relieved. It's never been addressed. This is the first president in my lifetime that has taken on manufacturing head on and used the tools that he has available to him to bring those jobs back, to bring those supply chains back. You can make a national security argument over this very, very validly. And if I had time, I would make it. And Mr. President, I'm available. I'm admitted to the Supreme Court. Let's go.
So okay.
I could keep going on that, but keep going.
On that, though, so yeah, we were in an emergency. So so is the answer to that making foreign goods so expensive that we have no choice but to bring it all here, making it even more? Or would the answer maybe be trying to fix our system to make business conditions easier, reduce the red tape, reduce all these stupid fees and all this stuff that we put on businesses, reduce the cost of things here locally, and maybe that'll solve the problem. But to me, just making things more expensive for every American is not going to solve the problem.
Let me make it easier. Was there an emergency March 2020?
Yeah.
Okay. We've done nothing to make it better. We've only gotten worse. Is there still an emergency?
There's not No.
No. The emergency was not what we were feeling. That was the impact. That was a consequence. The emergency was our vulnerability. The emergency in COVID was our vulnerability, our economic vulnerability, our supply chain vulnerability. We've gotten worse since then. The emergency's still here. So that would be my argument if I were the president. That would be my argument. On top of that, national security issue. On top of that, we are at war. We are at war economically. And we have been at war for 50 years, at least 30 years, at least 30 years. Economic war where we've been getting screwed. So if someone comes over and attacks us, if a country comes and attacks us, because we're talking about sovereign entities here, which they are attacking us economically. If they're coming over here, are the courts going to now make the president stop and deliberate and legislate and go through all that? I get it. Well, here's the thing, justices. Why hasn't Congress done anything? If Congress didn't want the president to do what he's doing, they could open up the government. They could have done it before the government shut down. They could have initiated legislation to stop it. You know what? They tried. Guess what? It failed. So there has been legislation. There has been tacit legislation to support what's called inherent authority. Like, I can go on and on. Let's go. But this silliness about these courts always coming in and wanting to play president, it's going to get old what's past old. And I'm not saying there's not a place for the courts. I'm not. I'm just saying we look at these, we want to pretend like we're not at war. We want to pretend like these shores will protect us like it did for 200 years or 150 years. Like, we are living in a world that is chaotic, and we live in a country where we're not hungry, where we're not starving, where we don't have to worry about where we're sleeping at night. We don't know what poverty is. We don't even know what war is, most of us. We argue over pronouns. Like, come on. This is a cruel world out there, gruesome. And this guy's just trying to make us competitive again. This guy's just trying to bring jobs back again. I don't care, man. We're at war, and finally we have a president that understands that. JP, if you stick around, I'll bend the rules, and we'll get you on the first segment. How's that? All right, guys, that is all the time we have for hour number one. I'll probably go on a tangent or two in hour number two, but I'll try to make it interesting. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
Hour brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Right now we've got a minor accident at Katy and Hills Lane. That's the 300 block. We've got traffic signal malfunction, 8100 block of Basham County Parkway. We've got a stalled vehicle, the 1000 block of Weston Hood Road. We've got a minor accident, Johnson Street at Bertrand. And looks like we have a backup on the map. It's going to be Highway 90 southbound. Looks like between University and College. And could be turn on to College. Otherwise, everything looking good out there. Not seeing any major issues. What if you see it? Call 372321542 in the Cape Town News hotline, or shoot us a text message using the WhatsApp feature on the Cape Town News app. I'll do your thing. Go check it out. And remember, traffic brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, and nickel and dime. Stick around. Hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show starts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. Woo, I remain your grateful host, and in studio with me still, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Oh, what's up?
Bing, 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 bing.
Bing, bang.
Yep. All right, we're broadcasting live on rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. We are also broadcasting live from the KPEL studios, and shout out to our friends at KLFY Plus. All right, busy week. But before we talk about that, let's go to our friend JP, who has been very patiently waiting on us. JP, what's up, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
I think I can close out the last segment by saying, aren't these federal judges employed by the federal government, which is shut down, so they should just, shut up?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I had a case that I had to go to federal court the other day, and they were working.
I bet they got some of that dedicated funding.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting, but it's an interesting time, JP. We see a whole bunch of these checks and balances really being not tested. I think brought back to where they're supposed to be. I think that
it's a reset.
Yeah,
it's a reset to our conservative ways, and it's just going to be dirty and ugly and hard. And it's going to be painful to people to accept for a while. I hope I can open up your new conversation.
Please.
Wondering why you're not commenting on the brand new breaking news of LSU's new head coach.
Whoa, we got a new head coach. We being the whole
Yeah.
state. Oh, who is it?
Yeah, Napoleon.
Oh, get out of here, boy.
Napoleon.
I bet
Well,
you
I mean,
would
it's
if
an
you could.
embarrassment. The man, it's a nationwide embarrassment. The man stuck his nose in somewhere that he shouldn't have stuck it in, and he's trying to run the university system at LSU, and it's none of his business. He needs to just let things do. It's not the first time that we haven't had a coach or an athletic director or a president.
Man.
He's becoming a nationwide embarrassment.
I think there was a big win because my understanding is he helped, raise the private funds to go ahead and do that. I think that was a big win. I think, take the wins and move on after that. But you can't be involved in all like
Stay
it's
out of it.
Man, it's again we're conservative.
As a longtime fan, as a longtime fan, we all know that it's a private donors that stepped up and paid that off, and that the people were never really on the hook. But he needs to stay in his lane, as far as I'm concerned with that. And the other thing is that he has a special play. It's called the Guillory.
Whoa, JP, whoa, hey.
When he's the coach, this is his special trick play. LSU's going to drive the ball all the way down the field. When they get to the 2-yard line, they're going to give it to the defense.
Hey.
Just going to hand it off to the defense for a touchdown the other way. That's
Or like that Chad Power show. He's going to drop it on the 1-yard line right before he runs in.
yeah. That's Jeff Landry's special play.
Oh, JP.
Thanks, JP.
JP. I was like, what are you talking about, new coach?
Have you watched Chad Powers yet?
But
You got to watch it.
Oh, my gosh. All righty. Woo! Thanks for kicking that off, JP. So let's see here. Yeah, big week. Big week. We got
election week.
I've seen President Trump talk about. I've seen, it's busy on the Democrat side when they got President Barack Obama out there.
We have to fight against, and we have to fight for the soul of America. We have hope.
Yeah, right. You wasn't joking about the change. All right, so President Trump, loaded week for him too. We have these big elections, also some high stake. See, here's the deal. So we got some elections out there, but Washington is bracing for several high stake tests here, from state elections to a major Supreme Court showdown over his trade powers. That's what we just talked about with the IEEPA. So tying all this together. And then all of this, of course, while the government's shut down. So you got all these complications. So we're going to see, all right? So you got voters in Virginia, voters in New Jersey choosing governors, all right? I think they're the only two states. I could be way off on that. New York City, did y'all know there's an election there?
Oh, boy, did we.
Bringing socialism.
Go Como. A lot of people saying that, never thought they'd ever say it.
Como may win.
Even Elon Musk. So Quentin was telling me Elon Musk is like, gotta vote for Cuomo.
Whoa. Mayor Eric Adams cool. Supported Cuomo.
He's the best choice. Everyone else sucks.
He's cool. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Democrats backed by Governor Gavin Newsom are redrawing congressional districts. You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prop 50. Look, they're saying if Prop 50 fails, Newsom just soon not run.
You never. Don't count him out.
We'll see.
Used to. These days are so different. But I will say, all right, so right now California has this independent commission that draws their congressional districts. Gavin Newsom wants to get rid of that. Okay, and just go ahead and let the politics of the day do it. And in full candor, I mean, that's a lot of states do that. It's just interesting that you would purposefully take away that.
Well, our state kind of did that. They had a little group. We can call them a commission, but a little secret group that got together and selected the.
Well, it was political. Yeah, absolutely. So now let's break it down. So at the national level, Supreme Court again begins hearings. Oral arguments this week on whether Trump has the authority to use that IEEPA, that's the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, but economic, to impose tariffs on nearly all imported goods, basically. Now, recall Congress, and I think this is important, and I don't know if the lawyers arguing before the Supreme Court are going to go here or not, but Congress did. There was discussion on the floor. There was legislation that was either discussed or even voted on that failed. That wanted to curb President Trump's tariff authority, and really they see what the president's doing. There's a group legislated, and it failed, and that is an action by Congress. So somebody has to run the country. The Congress said, we're not going to do anything about what you're doing right now anyway. So, okay, what do you want them to do? Literally, legally, what do you want them to do? But the White House, they're arguing that the move is needed. Got to correct the trade balances. I made the argument last segment about we were in an emergency in 2020 regarding supply chains and things like that, and we have done nothing. If anything, we've gotten worse to address it. We've had more jobs lost overseas. We have more manufacturing. We were going there. Now it's coming back, thank God. And it's because of the tariffs. But we finally have an administration that understands that we actually have been in war for 30 years at least, economically. A world war. I don't know who our allies were in that one. I'm sure we had some. And again, you got the government shut down all the way here. We're in our second month?
We're about to be.
About to be?
Yeah, we started the second month.
Yeah, that's true. It's November.
November 3rd.
Second month. Yep. So, you got federal workers that are affected. You got these programs that are across the board. You got Joni Ernst, who found $2.1 trillion from Iowa.
And we still can't tell the government shut down. I mean,
guys,
let it stay closed.
Come on.
Keep it closed.
Come on. And all this stuff about, man, I'm just saying, the people that are arguing that you can't argue that this is the Republicans' fault. They passed a bill.
A clean bill.
A clean bill. So it is literally only the Senate Democrats that SNAP benefits won't go out. It's only the Senate Democrats that any of the pain that we're feeling, you can't argue against that, and they're choosing non-Americans over Americans. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there, rumble.com. You can go to my X channel, at Josh Guillory USA. My page, sorry. All right, let's see here. Let's go to our friend John Fetterman. We're going to open up those phone lines next segment. So let's see here. Senator John Fetterman. Well, once again, he's speaking a little common sense. He's blasting his own party, though, over the ongoing government shutdown. He has been very vocal about that. He's been very consistent. And he says Democrats are, quote, moving against our core values and must, quote, own the mess that's left 42 million Americans at risk of losing their food assistance. Like, can't argue with that. All right. So, Fetterman told CNN it's deeply distressing that funding for the SNAP program, that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, it ran out on Saturday. Now, a court temporarily ordered the Department of Agriculture to use a contingency fund to keep benefits going for a few weeks. That's not indefinite. The program is in trouble, no qualms about it. But Fetterman, and now remember, the Republicans passed a clean bill. This wouldn't be an issue, okay? So Fetterman, along with Senators Masto and King, Angus, he's been pretty consistent, voted against blocking a clean stopgap bill to reopen the government. Nope, not going to do it. He accused fellow Democrats of using the shutdown to force concessions on Medicaid and Obamacare subsidies. He said that tactic moves against our core values. Well, here's the thing. I do believe that is John Fetterman's core values. I do. And I believe most Americans, most Democrats, okay, in America, real world Democrats, real Americans, not the people in charge, I think that's their values, okay? But if you could tell me what the Democrat Party's values are, I'd love to hear them. Because you have a faction party right now. They do not know.
You know what's the sad part is Fetterman's going to be primaried, and Fetterman's probably going to lose. Because his party, the elites of his party, not his party, the elites of his party cannot stand him. They cannot wrap their heads around the fact that he is seeing a spade for a spade, that he's using common sense, and they are the anti-common sense party.
Yeah, those are Democrats that are on their way out that usually see common sense. This dude's on his first term.
And it'll probably be his last, unfortunately.
You never know. Pennsylvania has got to be different because they bring Manchin, they bring this guy, they bring there was a Pennsylvania governor back in Bush's term.
Well, and Shapiro now, who some might argue is a little more towards the center than he is hyper-progressive.
He has governed, that's Josh Shapiro, that's the governor of
Pennsylvania,
where we're talking about. All right, so he has governed more towards the center. Well, so let me say this. I don't know what he's governed. He has led towards the center. He has been more united and uniting. I thought he handled the situation, the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, very well. Very classy, very professional, very warm and welcoming.
And also a victim of political violence. Somebody tried to set his house on fire.
That's right. So, but I did see him on our friend Bill Maher's show, and he went uber left and got them points out. He looked like he didn't feel natural saying them, but he's got to check the boxes. If he's running for president, he's got to go left. You got to go through that primary. Look, I'm just saying. Who knows? But man, I don't know if Fetterman will get primaried. Pennsylvania might be a little different.
Scott from Plays On said, I hope better than that he doesn't die in some mysterious hunting accident.
Ooh, hope not.
Look,
but no, I hear what he's saying.
I
hear what he's saying. Let's hope not. Man. Fetterman also said Democrats are embarrassing themselves by keeping the government closed, adding that hundreds of thousands of federal workers, people that they say they care about, well, hundreds of thousands of those guys have had to borrow more than $300 million just to pay their bills. Fetterman's own wife runs a free store that gives out food to families. And he said that he's seeing the effects of the shutdown firsthand, and he blames his own party. And that is saying a lot. All he's saying is the truth. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Republican. Look, I'm a conservative. I'm an American. I don't even like the labels. I mean, I feel like what we're pushing here is what the founders wanted. You know, get the government the hell out of the way.
Killswitch said Fetterman had a stroke and woke up a Republican.
He
very well might have.
Well, he's acting more Republican than some registered Republicans that we know. I know that's for sure.
What probably happened is he experienced Democrat health care and maybe saw the light when
he was Congress for health care. So, wait, hold on. This is what the private sector? What?
You're like, why am I waiting? So, like, I'm having a stroke. Like, y'all do something.
Yeah?
No, he probably just had an epiphany and saw, when your life flashes before your eyes, things kind of get into perspective.
Hey, and I think he sees chaos. I think this guy's a real guy. And I think that he sees silliness and he doesn't understand why we just don't do the common sense thing. It's frustrating. That's how we feel, Senator. That's how we feel in Louisiana, us Republicans.
We traded him for MTG, because she's all up on against the Republicans now, fighting for the subsidies for Obamacare, and then Fetterman's like, no, y'all stop. Like, who'd have thought 2025? We November 3rd, we're seeing this.
Yeah. Right now we're seeing political games, like you said, in this particular moment. We're seeing political games basically replace governing. Like at some point, you think back in the past for a long time, yeah, you could play these little political games, but there were certain territories that were off limits because we have to be grown-ups. If you're in charge, you're supposed to, it's good if you act like grown-ups.
It's good.
And don't.
So,
I think that's the assessment. Now, Senator Fetterman, I just think he's saying out loud what a lot of his fellow Democrats won't. And that's the key. And that's his own party created this mess. They did. Still are. They still are. Democrats chose to shut the government down. Then tried to blame Republicans for not giving them every single demand, okay? And the problem is the shutdown hit programs that Democrats themselves claim to champion. And I think that's going to bite them. And that is a reality. Republicans passed a clean bill. But look at some of these programs that they're choosing illegal aliens over. I'll take the politics out of it. They're choosing benefits to non-Americans. They're choosing non-Americans over Americans. Why? We're talking food aid, early childhood programs. These are all Democrat champion programs. Help for working families. Oh, yeah, you don't like the working families. You want the working families' vote. I mean, when you play chicken with the budget, real people get hurt. And this is the problem with a bloated federal government. When someone plays games, it messes with 320 plus million people. It has that impact. But if you would just shrink the federal government and get us back to where our founders wanted us to be, which let most of these issues, all of that, food aid, early childhood programs, help for working families, all of that would be better managed if your community chooses to spend tax dollars on that. It would be best managed by that mayor and by that administration. Because I'm going to tell you what, if that local mayor and that council can't fund that government and those programs were involved in it, there would be major pushback that mayor and council would feel. And there would be a lot more accountability. How much fraud was identified in 2024 alone? think it was what, half a trillion.
It was a lot.
Silliness.
You know what they're failing to, with the mainstream media is failing to tell folks about all this?
What?
Is that the Obamacare subsidies don't expire until the end of the year. So you're going to keep the government shut down for more than a month over something that hasn't even happened yet.
That's true.
Reopen the damn government and figure it out.
Yeah. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back, and I can't wait. Phone lines are open. Woo! Woo! welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios and on rumble.com. Go check us out. Phone lines are lit up. Phone lines are open. 232-1542, 844-766-6607. Who we going to? Norm from Poche Bridge. What's up, Norm? Speak some sense to us, baby.
Wait.
Uh-oh, Norm dropped the phone.
Norm, you've been on hold that long.
Wait, it's me.
He got it. Be careful, Norm. I hope you pulled over.
Norm, what's going on, Norm? What's happening here?
But I gotta turn the corner. I gotta put my phone down to turn the corner. I'm talking to you legally now.
All right. Well,
Go for it, Norm.
But she said to me at least twice since I was listening to you on the radio.
All right.
We are at war. And that is the truest statement you could say for a long, long time. We are at war with China.
Ooh.
China has a person by the name of Sun Tzu who wrote a book called The Art of War. In The Art of War, he says, you can win you win a war if you don't have to fight a battle. Meanwhile, the Communist Manifesto says we are going to win by any means necessary.
Yeah, right.
And then the next thing we go to the goon that said rules for radicals. We're going to do all kind of foolishness. Well, here we are fighting all kind of foolishness.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on.
Man, Norm, you are right. Rules. What'd you say? Rules for radicals.
Rules for radicals. That's the last. That's the troika. That's the last of the third one.
Wow. And rules for radicals. And if you think about it, what do we have right now? We have radical thinking, and I really believe it's a combination of big. Go ahead.
High octane craziness, you know.
Yep, you're right. Thanks, Norm. I tell you what, man, it's some good points, and I think that's a combination of a big government that's bloated, and then this national news. Okay. Where it's just a constant, everybody's talking as if we're one small community, and we're not. We're a big community of small communities. And that's the nature of the beast. Can't control the second one. I mean, it's the world of internet change that. But the idea of conservative philosophy, and I just say founder philosophy, okay? The philosophy of our founders, it works. Give it a shot. You can still do that in this day and age. Mr. Bobby, what's up, Mr. Bobby?
Patriots.
Yes, sir.
I was watching a history professor at Montana State University the other night. I don't ever remember reading this in the history book, but when President Washington, George Washington, was fighting the most powerful military in the world at that time, the British, a British sniper tried to kill him 6 times. Who's that remind you of?
Ooh, no joke. Yeah. Wow. Oof.
Hey, here's another thing. That's the whole thing. Norman's right. They want to cause confusion between citizens in this country because if they got in a physical confrontation with us, they'd lose. I've seen in Vietnam where the Chinese came in there and tried to help the Viet Cong, and the Special Forces and Marine ran them out. They ran out with their tails between their legs. When's the last time the Chinese been in a combat anyway? So they stir up all that mess like he's saying.
That's a good point. So, no, just missed it. Hey, Mr. Bobby, great points. And man, he was building on what Norm was saying. Great. Hey, look, great calls. Let's see here. We're going to go to Eddie. All right, let's see here. Eddie, what up, Eddie?
It's Norm and it hasn't got me. But I'm gonna tell my age right here. You want to solve the EBT crisis, and you want to get people back to work. Put back the Little Red Hen in your first grade books, storytelling books. People that know me, people that know about the Little Red Hen, will understand where I'm coming from. If y'all don't know about the Little Red Hen, it means y'all younger than me. And y'all need to go look it up.
Jamie? Hey, thanks, Eddie. I got to admit, I don't know about the little red hen.
I haven't the foggiest.
I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm curious. Can someone please tell us what the little red? I can't see on the because I can't scroll on the Rumble chat. Tell us on the Rumble chat. What is the little red hen? Or call in. Okay, Kevin from the motherland.
Hey, what's happening? Last week, I had a discussion with a gentleman on why they wouldn't allow 6 Democrats to cross over and vote to open up the government. And I was told I was delusional and a moron. So, coming from a delusional moron, the reason why they're not opening up the government because they want to cater to the illegal immigrants is because they already think they have every other Democrat in their pocket. So they're going to ignore them like they really do every day, and they're going to try to cater to the illegal immigrants because they need a bigger list on the voter rolls.
Boom.
And that's about it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Just like they did during the election with abortion. Like, run on the one thing that really isn't the biggest issue in your party. Like, run on that. Go for it. Please. Do us a favor.
No, but Kevin, great points, Kevin. Great points. All right, let's see here. Let's go to Renee. What's up, Renee?
Yeah, the Chinese had their last battles in the 70s against Vietnam and the Russians in the 60s. But they could have proxies. They could have the useful idiots in America like Antifa and Black Lives Matter that have some combat experience attacking the police and destroying monuments and setting the city on fire and disappearing in the masses with money from George Soros and bailout money and payments and hotel money. So, yeah, they don't need actual combat experience. They could have that, and they use mass. They use millions and thousands of people manning the same machine gun. When that first guy's dead, there's 3 or 4 people behind him waiting to take the machine gun and charge through. That's what we're fighting with, and that's what we're fighting against. The communists over here that don't want to fight for their motherland, they want to fight for China or Russia instead.
I don't understand it. Get them, Renee. Warren, what you got, buddy?
Hey, the reason they got so much geological activity going on, the earth is swelling. It's because hell is expanding itself. And, the Bible says God is going to destroy the earth the last time with fire. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a water event. But you know what? All the cup of wrath is probably full of sin. So you know what? We better get ready. Kill, steal, and destroy is about to be over with. All this fraudster, all these fraud committed with the political system and the medical system, it's about to be over with. Thank you, Jock.
Hey, thanks, Warren. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just, I'm listening to all the callers. I certainly appreciate that. We're going to keep those phone lines open into the next break. Just very interesting, guys. Wonderful job. Let's take a little break. When we get back, tell me where the red hen is. I just don't know what it is. I don't know. I'd love to know.
We've had about 15 more earthquakes in the last 24 hours than we usually have.
Well, you're just feeding into it. welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live on Rumble.com from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, I forgot about the last topic.
Uh-oh. All right. You know who usually makes sense?
Yeah, Sean.
Yep. What's up, Sean? What you got, buddy?
Oh, man, I got everything you want to know about a little red hen.
Yes!
Oh, boy.
The little red hen was making a cake, and she asked everybody to give her ingredients or to help her do something in the cake, and everybody was too busy. But after the little red hen finished the cake, everybody that she had asked, they wanted a piece, and they never helped her make the cake.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's wrong, huh?
That ain't right.
Yep.
That ain't right, man.
That's what I know.
Thanks. Sean, I know now. You have taught me. Now I know.
Knowing it's half the battle.
Yeah.
Or now you know the rest of the story.
There you go. Oh, that's a good little homage. All right, so I did not get a chance to brief this next story. Tell me what's going on.
The president is going to ruffle some feathers.
Well, you're smiling, so that's why I really am eager. I'm getting my popcorn.
Trump says, and this is an article in NBC News, carried all over.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Trump says he feels badly for the royal family over the Prince Andrew Epstein scandal.
Yeah.
It's been a tragic situation. Because
hold on, let's tell the folks what's going on.
Yeah, the king over the past couple of weeks has basically stripped Andrew of everything. He's not even a prince anymore. Like, this is the brother of the king, and he is donezo. He's like, you can take your $23,000 a year retirement and go find a place to live. Kicked him out of his official residence and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And this is tied to
Jeffrey Epstein. So this particular set of royals, Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, Fergie, were very close to the Epsteins and Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. And there's a book that came out recently, Virginia Guffrey, who was a victim of this whole thing.
Well, if anybody's watching Crown, I'm trying to put the characters together for him.
He didn't play a prominent role.
No, but he was there. He was in it. He was in Crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
A little bit.
And the sister, is she still alive? The princess? She is? I'm getting a yes and no. Yeah, north and south.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so Andrew had some relations with this underage girl, and she wrote a book. Unfortunately, she committed suicide, I believe, earlier this year, but not before writing a very explosive tell-all. And from that book, you've seen a lot of action by the royals to dismiss Andrew and basically wash their hands of him.
Wow.
And the president, he said he feels sorry for the monarchy. I'm not saying he said he feels sorry for Andrew. But
he says it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family.
Right.
I feel badly for the family.
So he was asked a question. Someone asked him a question on Air Force One about King Charles's decision. He said, it's been a tragic situation, and it's too bad. I mean, I feel badly for the family. So for folks who are getting all excited, thinking he's saying, "Oh, I feel bad for no."
Yeah, that's
pump
what
the brakes, y'all.
Yeah,
pump the brakes. He's a big fan of the royal family. He's been there. He just recently visited there officially.
That's right.
It's his second time.
Seemed like him and King Charles were, hitting it off.
Yeah.
How's that conversation going? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, hello, Donald.
Hey, Charles, how are you? How's your crown? I don't wear one, I promise.
Oh, you're not allowed to call him Prince Andrew anymore. His name is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. So
they straight up. Mm-hmm. So they must have really looked into those allegations then, because they. So this wasn't. I do recall seeing this now. This wasn't due to any of the congressional oversight or like any of these like reports.
Well,
that might have just maybe tilted them over the edge. Is that what you're feeling?
Democrats who are investigating have reached out.
So are some.
They've intensified their calls, according to the reporting, for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to voluntarily appear before Congress and testify as to what may have happened, who may have been there, and what's being covered up. I don't think he'll do it.
No, I would imagine you're probably not going to get that voluntary testimony. I mean, that would be my guess.
I mean, look, if the crime wasn't committed here, and he's talking about some stuff that maybe happened on Epstein Island, I don't know.
Oh,
go back to Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Eddie, Eddie, you got like 20 seconds. Go, Eddie.
Hey, buddy, the little red hen was in 20 seconds. She went, it was bread. She went, grew the wheat, brought the wheat to the mill, and she had a turkey, a duck, and a dog, wouldn't help her, and she made bread at the end. And every time she asked help to go get everything done, everybody said no. But she went home, she made the bread,
she got
come back out. All the people that were saying it, well, she said, no, you didn't help me grow the wheat, help me grind the wheat, or help me bring it to the mill, or nothing. So she said no.
I like it. Eddie. Thanks, Eddie. Eddie brightened our day up. Yeah, I like it. It's okay. Okay, cool.
Do your thing.
Yeah, I would take some of the bread and maybe put it in the gumbo tonight. You know, the weather.
Or dip it. Don't just put it in there.
Yeah, no, I would dip it. Yeah,
Y'all had gumbo? You had your first gumbo?
Oh, but hold on. It's never not gumbo weather.
No, I know, but you know when the
so I can't say it. It's like the first one of the season. Mm-hmm. I actually did have gumbo. I think it was in the cold spell.
Oh, I almost pulled some out the freezer this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a fresh.
Well, that's some good gumbo sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, synergy, ingredient synergy,
infusion.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for sticking around. We certainly appreciated the discussion and hanging out. Be careful out there. May God bless you.